Hello again. This is Andy Nicol, the course tutor for the Perfectly Spoken Advanced course. And today we're going to be looking at some verb collocations, two verbs, give and make. Okay? Often we contrast the verbs make and do. In some languages they use the same verb, but students can also get confused by whether to use give and make. So we're going to look at some typical verb collocations with give and make. So in this lesson, lesson 27, we'll be doing the following: identifying some errors, matching the verbs give and make with their respective collocations, and also completing sentences with give or make. Okay, so the first thing is you will see some sentences. Some are correct, some are good, others are incorrect. So let's look at the first one. The newspaper was obliged to make a full apology for the error. Do you think that this sentence is correct or incorrect? And the answer is correct. We make an apology. Number 2. It doesn't give any difference what you do, the result's going to be the same. It doesn't give any difference what you do, the result's going to be the same. And the answer is incorrect. There should be, it doesn't make any difference. You make a difference, or something makes a difference. Okay? Number 3. Can I make a suggestion? Try putting a little less salt in it next time. Somebody's cooking a dish, preparing a meal or whatever. Can I make a suggestion? Is that correct or incorrect? And yes, it's correct. You make a suggestion. Number 4, please make me one more chance. I promise I won't do it again. Correct or incorrect? It's incorrect. It's give me a chance. Give me a chance. Give me an opportunity as well. Okay, next one. Dressing smartly for an interview always makes a good impression. Is that correct or incorrect? It's correct. You make a good impression on somebody. Okay? The shop refused to make me a full refund despite the fact that I had the receipt. Okay, so the receipt is the piece of paper you receive when you buy something. Technically, if you take it back to the shop with your receipt, they should refund it, or at least exchange it. Is it make a refund? No, it's give. The shop refused to give me a full refund. I can't get any sleep because the people next door gave so much noise at night. It's made so much noise at night. Okay, she gave the performance of her life in the role of Lady Macbeth. Lady Macbeth, obviously, in the play Macbeth, although technically I shouldn't say that. It's supposed to be bad luck. You're supposed to say the Scottish play. She gave the performance of her life. Is that correct or incorrect? It's correct. You give a performance. Number 9. Could you please make me some information about the tours on offer? So that should have a question mark at the end. Is it make me some information? And the answer is no. Could you please give me some information? You give someone information. And finally, 10, making clear instructions is essential for good teaching practice. It's important to give clear instructions. So giving clear instructions is essential for good teaching practice. Okay, so we've got these expressions here. 2 columns, give or make. So decide which column, which verb goes with each. So a difference, can you remember from the examples? Do we give or make a difference? And the answer is make a difference. Information, give or make. Remember, you can pause the recording at any time if you need time to think about it. You give information. Can you give me some information about the musicals in London, for example? Okay, time. Do you give time or make time? You make time. For example, I can't talk to you right now, but I'll make some time to meet up with you later. Amends. Is it give amends or make amends? You make amends. To make amends is if you've done something wrong, to try to make things good again, to apologize to someone and to do something nice, for example, to recover their trust or whatever. You make amends. A performance. Do we give a performance or do we make a performance? Well, from the example before, you give a performance. Details. Do we give details or do we make details? We give details. Can you give me some details about the next performance, for example? Somebody a chance. Do we give or do we make somebody a chance? We give somebody a chance. Could you please give me the chance to talk to her and say that I'm sorry or whatever? Give somebody a chance. A lecture. A lecture is when a professor usually at university talks to their students about a topic or whatever. You give a lecture. Somebody a refund. A refund is when you get your money back. Do you make or give a refund? You give somebody a refund. A phone call. Do we give a phone call or make a phone call? We make a phone call. To give somebody or make somebody an impression. You give somebody an impression. He gave us the impression that he wasn't really interested in the job. It's like he gave us the idea that it seems to us that he's not interested. He gave us that impression. It appears that he's not interested. But an impression or an impression on somebody is make. Okay, for example, make a good impression. Okay, so there's difference in meaning here. To give somebody an impression means that from your actions it appears that this is the case. To make an impression means to show your best side to someone and so on. Advice. Do we give advice or do we make advice? We give advice. A recommendation. Make or give a recommendation is make. Make or give an effort. Again, as I say, pause the recording if you need time to think. You make an effort. An apology. Let's just say sorry. Is it give an apology or make an apology? It's make an apology. And finally, you give instructions. Give instructions. Okay, so here we're going to look at some examples. See if you can choose the correct verb and also in the correct form. Okay, so you have a parent, a mother, I think, telling off a child He's saying, I'm waiting for you to something an apology. If you don't, you can go straight to your room. You've been very naughty. You've been drawing all over the walls, painting on the walls. It's very bad. I'm waiting for you to, is it give or make an apology? And the answer is, I'm waiting for you to make an apology. And if you don't, you can go straight to your room. Make an apology. Okay, here's the next one. A customer has taken an item back to the shop, and the shop assistant says, yes, of course, we can something you a refund, your money back on this item. Madam, have you got the receipt? Have you got the proof that you have bought the item, the proof of purchase? So is it make or give you a refund? And the answer is give. Of course, we can give you a refund on this item. Have you got the receipt? Okay. So a couple, and the girl is introducing her new boyfriend to her mum, and she says, I'm sure you'll something a great impression on my mum when you meet her. Is it to give an impression or make an impression? Well, we make an impression on somebody. I'm sure you'll make a great impression on my mum when you meet her. She'll be very impressed by you. Okay, you'll make a great impression. Okay, here's another one. It's a young girl studying very hard, got exams coming up. If I something a really big effort, I'm sure I'll pass my exams. So if I do my best, I try really hard. If I something a really big effort, I'm sure I'll pass my exams. And the answer is make. If I make a really big effort, I'm sure I'll pass my exams. Make an effort. Okay, here's another one. It's a budding actor. David something, a commanding performance of Hamlet. Hamlet, of course, the play written by William Shakespeare at the Old Vic. The Old Vic is a famous theatre in England. So David something, a commanding performance of Hamlet at the Old Vic. Do you make or give a performance? And in which tense is it? And the answer is gave. David gave a commanding performance of Hamlet at the Old Vic. It's in past tense. Okay. Here's another one. We've got a couple. There's a broken heart there. So obviously they've had problems in relationship. And the man is saying to the woman, I'm so sorry for what I did to you. How can I something amends? How can I repair the situation? How can I make you feel happy again? How can I make things better? It's make amends. Yes, I'm so sorry for what I did to you. How can I make amends? How can I make it up to you? Okay, here's another one. You've got a professor, a lecturer in a lecture hall with a blackboard in the background. And here's the sentence. Every time Professor Hall something a lecture, he always chooses me to answer a question. Okay, so every time I go to his lectures, he always picks me out and says, you answer this. So which verb goes with a lecture? Is it give or make? Pause the recording if you need time to think. And the answer is give. Professor Hall is he, obviously it's third person, so gives. Every time Professor Hall gives a lecture, he always chooses me to answer a question. Okay, here's another one. There's a young woman talking on the phone. She's visibly unhappy, upset about something. Look, I'm sick to death. Sick to death means fed up to here. I've had enough. I'm sick to death of having to something, so many phone calls. Could I please speak to someone who can help me? So she's very frustrated. She's been ringing and ringing and ringing and constantly not getting the reply that she wants. So she's sick to death of having to. Which verb goes with phone calls? And the answer is make. I'm sick to death of having to make so many phone calls. Could I please speak to someone who can help me? Okay, here's the next one. So you've got a mother and a daughter there, and the mother is angry with the daughter again, and the daughter says, "What difference does it, blank? You're never going to let me go to the party." So she's really annoyed with her mum doesn't let her do what she wants. What difference does it? Which verb collocates with difference? Is it make or give? Pause the recording if you need time to think here. And it's, what difference does it make? You're never going to let me go to the party. Doesn't matter what I do. Okay, here's another one. You've got two men there high-fiving in a business environment. And here's the situation. One of them's thanking the other. Thank you so much for something me this fantastic opportunity. I won't let you down. I won't disappoint you. I won't let you down. So thank you so much for something me this opportunity. So which verb collocates with opportunity? Is it give or make? Pause the recording if you need time to think. And of course, you give someone an opportunity. For is a preposition. After a preposition, you need an ing. So it's the gerund. It's thank you so much for giving me this fantastic opportunity. I won't let you down. I won't disappoint you. Okay, another one here. So you've got, I think, a brother and sister here sitting in the living room, and the boy's playing his trumpet, it would appear. And the sister said, "Could I something a suggestion? Why don't you try practice in your bedroom and not in the living room? Thanks." Okay, so she's very annoyed, fed up with her brother playing his trumpet in the living room. So could I something a suggestion? Is it make a suggestion or give a suggestion? And the answer is make. Could I make a suggestion? Why don't you try practicing in your bedroom and not in the living room? Thanks. So another one. You have a doctor and a patient in the surgery. And the doctor was very understanding and something me all the information I needed about my operation. Doctor was very understanding and something me all the information I need about my operation. So the word information, what verb collocates, goes together with the word information? Is it made, make, or give? And the answer is give, but of course it's in the past, so gave. The doctor was very understanding and gave me all the information I needed about my operation. Here's another one. You've got a young girl, daughter, with her mum working on her laptop, computer, her laptop, and the daughter wants the mum to look at her drawing or to play with her or whatever. Or the mother's very busy and she says, "I'm sorry, but I'm really busy right now, sweetheart. I promise I'll sometime to play with you when I finish." So the collocation we're looking for is with the word time. So which verb goes with time in this context? Is it make or give? And the answer is make. I'll make some time to play with you when I finish. To make time. I'll find a space, time to play with you. Okay. So that's it on give and make for this lesson. In the next lesson, lesson 28, we'll be looking at the following. Articles. Again, we looked at articles in lesson 26. And so we're going to be looking at some more. So this should be lesson 28. And we'll be looking at words both countable and countable. Some words in English are both countable and uncountable, and therefore, depending on which, you may or may not have to use an article. For example, coffee, the substance, has no article because it's uncountable. Brazil produces the most coffee in the world. Okay, but can I have a coffee, please? Is countable. Here you're referring to a cup of coffee, but we don't need to say a cup of coffee because it's understood. So you can say, can I have a coffee? So a coffee is countable. Coffee, the substance, is uncountable. So we're looking at articles in this context of words both countable and uncountable. Okay, so I hope that you're able to tune into that lesson, and I hope that you found this lesson useful on give and make. Take care, and as always, bye-bye for now.